Today in Called the Community, we are going to be talking about the wonderful issue of money. What role does money play in community life? What role should it play in the life of a disciple of Christ? And I think right off we should say anyone who reads their New Testament will see that Jesus talks a lot about money and basically identifies money as an enemy of God, as a master that is in opposition to God. And so money really is an important thing to have the right attitude to, right?
And I would say also at the end of Christ's life, being betrayed over mammonism, that's ultimately the issue and what it comes down to, because money is not a neutral thing. It corrupts, and mammonism is kind of the root of all evil.
It is. It's the cause of war. It's, if you boil it down, all conflict, all unpeace, all injustice comes down to a love of money and putting value on things rather than on a relationship with God. So we'll just say straight out, in the Bruderhof, every single person who joins the Bruderhof renounces private property. We vow to live without private property. None of us has our own money. Anything we earn, anything we inherit from family members who haven't joined the Bruderhof, all of that goes into a common purse, a common bank account, which is then administered by people we trust and is used to support our communities and to also help others beyond our communities.
Right. And then that also, I think it's worth mentioning that there's also this internal conversation that then goes on about what we can do without, or how we can simplify so that we can use our assets or money to contribute to world need or where there's a crisis. So that's also part of money.
So it's not just a matter of asceticism or living
Yes.
simply, it's so we can give generously. If we don't spend on ourselves, that money is available for building up more communities in other places. It's available to help the poor and people in need. But giving up money is a really hard thing for people to do. You'll see many otherwise faithful Christians, this is a stumbling block for them. And understandably, money gives you a sense of security. It gives you a sense of control. It gives you a sense of being able to face the difficulties of life. So Christ's command, which we can read in many places, to renounce mammon, is maybe one of his most difficult ones. But it's only difficult if we look at it in the sense of what we're giving up as opposed to what we're gaining. I don't know which passage it is, but Jesus, speaking to his disciples, tells them, as many of you as you have given up, family, property, you will gain it tenfold. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but that is truly what happens when we are able to let go of our own wealth.
Right. And of course that's so directly and strongly tied to faith. Faith is not something that you can see, or it's elusive. It's hard to grasp at times, but having that faith allows you the freedom to let go and renounce mammonism, and also, things like career and what provides for comfort. And faith is of course central to committing to the community. You must have a lot of faith to do that, and that's what also ultimately gives you freedom to give up your personal possessions.
And I will just say personally, like when I came to that decision to join the community and give up any prospect of having my own financial security, it was a matter of perspective, right? It's a matter of seeing something that is so much more valuable. And Jesus also talks about this, right? The treasure in the field, the pearl of great price, who the people in these parables gave up everything that they had in order to gain this one thing. And they really had to give everything up in order to buy the field or buy the pearl. And it's a similar thing. It's a matter of perspective. When you see something that's so valuable, it's ultimately then love which drives you to abandon everything else and say, this is the one object of my love. Then all these other things don't seem important at all.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, to add to that pearl of great price, or the preciousness of the gift of loving God and having that commitment, it's fulfilling. It then filters into every aspect of your life versus the pursuit of any material wealth or goods. That has never been fulfilling for people throughout history. Like, that's always been shallow and cold comfort as compared to the human connection and then the connection to God.
Yeah. It is a difficult question, and I understand why people find it hard. But ultimately, I think if we read the Bible, read the New Testament, Jesus' words in a spirit of simplicity and wanting to be obedient, the only result is that we don't have private property.
So true.
All right, so on that note, that's it for this week, and we'll be moving on to chapter 36, Children, next week.